Hi, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm back with another book review, and this is for At Least You Have Your Health. Now, today is Sunday. Yesterday I read 3 books, and today I read a book, and I've started another book. So that there's a lot of book reviews. You're going to see that content. I guess I'm going to say this right now. My actual book reviews get very low views individually, but collectively, the channel's getting a lot of views. So I don't know if somebody hits a review and say, oh, that looks good. Let me check out this one, and that one. So I'm going to continue to do it. And that's the case with this book right here. At Least You Have Your Health by Madi Sinha. Now, sometimes I read the summary, most times I read it, and I think I'm going to go ahead and read it here. But before I do, let's all gaze at this beautiful cover. Pink is not my favorite color. Green is my favorite color, but the pink with the green vines, with the pill, it's a pill bottle. I love this cover. So that's all I'm going to say about the cover. Let's read the summary. Behind the wholesome veneer of a wellness clinic lies a dangerous secret in this compelling women's fiction novel from the author of The White Coat Diaries. Dr. Maya Rao is a gynecologist trying to balance a busy life. With 3 young children, a career, and a happy marriage, she should be grateful. On paper, she has it all. But after a disaster encounter with a patient, Maya is forced to walk away from the city hospital where she has spent her entire career. A new opportunity arises when Maya enrolls her daughter at an exclusive private school and crosses paths with Amelia DeGills. Amelia is the owner and entrepreneur behind Anulia Women's Health, a concierge wellness clinic that specializes in house calls for its clientele of wealthy women for whom no vitamin infusion or healing crystal is too expensive, such as a $2,000 crystal that's supposed to solve a particular problem. Just a drop in the bucket for them. All Anulia needs is a gynecologist to join its ranks. Amid visits to her clients' homes to educate and empower, and occasionally to remove crystals from bodily orifices, said $2,000 crystal. I didn't know it was going to be in the summary. From bodily orifices. Maya comes to idolize the beautiful, successful Amelia. But Amelia's life isn't as perfect as it seems. And when Amelia's teenage daughter is stuck with a mysterious ailment, Maya must race to uncover the reason before it's too late. In the process, she risks losing what's most important to her and bringing to light a secret of her own that she's been desperately trying to keep hidden. Now, this is a Berkeley Books publication. It comes out April 5th, so I put this video up on Monday. Now, this book here might be considered, well, it's a women's fiction. It could even be kind of classed as a comedy because there are some light moments in this book. But this book deals with some hard-hitting subjects: sexism, racism, alternative medicine, classism, and even touches on Munchausen's by proxy. So, although the author Madi Sinha balanced, went on the light edge of handling some subjects, with ease, she did weave in. I'm going to put this tablet down so I can use 2 hands. She did weave in those heavier topics. Now, let's isolate some of those topics. Now, if we isolate sexism, Maya is a female doctor in what is still a male-oriented world. So there's a section in the book that talks about, like, the youngest child they have 3 children, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 9-year-old. The 6-month-old, she was still pumping milk, and a male doctor walks in, and it was his reaction to her. So there's the sexism. Racism. Maya is Indian. Her parents are Indian. She was raised Indian with Indian values. Now, there's a lot of layers when we talk about racism in this book. The first thing is Maya had, excuse me, a different career goal in mind than the one that she chose. And that had a lot to do with her parents, the upbringing, the strictness that they raised her with, and the values that they try to instill in her, and the objectiveness that they try to give her, and the goals that they try to give her. So, with her upbringing, and I'm not giving you any spoilers, I'm pretty decent about not doing that, but with her upbringing, you can see where the lines of racism get blurred in this book. Another area, and this is in the description, is she has an encounter with a patient, and there's another area where racism comes into play. Alternative medicine. $2,000 crystals in your female bodily orifice. Okay? So Amelia has principles for her clients or patients that when Maya takes on the job, she has to adapt her clinical, book-oriented medical training to alternative training. So that comes up. And then classism. What is classism? Well, if we cycle back to racism, it has something to do with her relationship with her mother, her parents, but particularly her mother, as far as her trying to understand where she fit. Now, excuse me, I actually had a doctor named Rao. So I understand Indian doctors. I had a gastroenterologist for 22 years, and she's Indian. She's beautiful. I just moved to a different town, so now I have a different gastroenterologist. I found it amazing, but I guess I shouldn't have been surprised that because of the different doctors that I have come across over the years, Jewish doctors, Indian doctors, American doctors, black doctors, that Maya experienced racism, classism, and sexism in her job. Another aspect of this is Maya married a white Canadian man. So you wonder, well, you'll find out in the book which of her children were brown skinned like her or more Caucasian looking like her husband. When it comes to skin color, privilege, and even what's it called? There's a term for it. Colorism. Colorism is not used in the book at all, ever, not one time. But I sense colorism in this book because of Maya's brown complexion and whichever of her children inherited her brown complexion versus whichever of her children inherited her husband's white slash Caucasian complexion. So I can't find this book being a comedy. I just can't. And any reviews that I kind of gleaned that said that it's a comedy, when I discuss all of those issues, I can't see it. It was a very, very serious book. I'm going to give this 4 stars because something was wrong with the narration in this book. We know from the get-go that the doctor who is our primary protagonist, her name is Maya Rao. So Maya could be talking to a patient or to Amelia or to her husband or to one of her children. And the dialogue we'll read in the book, the doctor said, or he gave that to the doctor. Well, who's the doctor? Well, of course the doctor is Maya. So I didn't understand why the narration was shifting like that. And I did go, I didn't bring my Kindle in here, but if you use a Kindle Fire, since I got this as a Kindle ARC, a Mobi format ARC, you can search. So I typed in doctor in the search field, and the author did that. She kept, it could be Maya, like Maya went to the sit down next to Mary, and Mary gave the doctor such and such. So even in the same sentence, it says Maya and the doctor. Excuse me. I don't understand why the writing shifted like that. I can understand that, like, if you were reading a book that had several points of view, several primary characters, then you might have to specify which character was which character. But we all know that Maya is the only doctor in this entire book. So that's why we're getting 4 stars. I was even thinking of doing 3, but I decided to go with 4 because I like the serious edge of those issues that I mentioned. Even with the Munchausen by proxy, how that slipped into the story, that is indeed a spoiler, but you'll have no idea who I'm talking about, so therefore it's not going to be a spoiler. Don't think I gave you a spoiler because I didn't. Just know that this book by Madi Sinha is a really good book. It could have used a little bit of a sharper narration, editing, you know, but I love how she touched on all of these subjects and handled them well. And the last thing I'll say is this is a story about Maya finding out who she is and accepting her place in today's world. And she had to go through the metamorphosis of leaving the job where she ran into that problem with that patient, taking her job with Amelia, the things that happened and the clients that she had along the way, all of that. It all came together really, really well. So, I'm going to tell you the good with the bad when I do these book reviews. You're going to find out what I love about a book, and you're going to find out what I'm not crazy about a book. But I'm not going to give this author a slam. I'm going to go 4 stars. I just think that they could have kept us thinking of Maya. I know the book was written in third person, but it just, that's just my opinion on that. So, hey, if you watch all of this, let me know if you've ever come across that in the book before and if I'm the only one that was bothered by that. I'm just curious to see what you think. This is one of my longest reviews. I keep having to clear my throat. I don't know what's going on. But I want to thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and edit this. I've got a bunch of reviews to edit and to upload. And I will be back with more. Bye-bye.